This is the Pursuit of Wellness podcast, and I'm your host, Mari Llewellyn. Queens, welcome back to a Girl Chat episode. Fee?
I'm back. It's been like 2 months.
I'm so excited.
Longer. We were catching up before.
Yeah, we were. Lots of tea was spilled off the mic.
Yes.
I mean, yeah, there's actually some things I can't tell you guys, believe it or not. Like, in the last episode, I literally told them how I shat myself.
That'll happen.
It's really nice to have you back. I've been really lonely.
I'm happy to be back.
I was telling Fee, and I actually haven't even told them this. I've cancelled like a lot of my guest interviews coming up, just to be for real. And not because any of them were, like, they were all amazing. And it was really hard to do, actually, because I was like, I really do want to talk to these people. But I've just been in a headspace where I can't.
Good.
You know Carson, my friend who did IVF? She put it really well to me yesterday. It feels like your entire life is on pause because you're living in this like countdown.
Yeah, there's just dates of everything and like all the medicine every day. I'm sure you feel like crap. It's like I
never ending. Like even now, leading up to the embryo transfer, I thought I was close. I can't focus on anything else. Like it's consuming me
because it's such an intense process. You like can't think of anything else, you know?
No,
it's like everything that runs your day.
I don't care.
Yeah,
like I'm so happy you're here and I care about your updates. But like to prep and research someone and talk about like candles and artificial whatever.
And it's not even like rude. You're just like, I literally can't.
I just can't
fit it in my head. Yeah.
But anyway, where do we even begin?
I know. Lots been going on.
I mean, I saw you like a week ago?
Yeah. What did we do? We got breakfast.
Where do you want to start? Should we talk career, personal? Do you still live in Austin? Like that's been such a big question. Like what's the update?
Okay. So yes, I am still in Austin. I have been kind of like head down studying literally I realized since like Christmas and the holidays and stuff, I like literally have hardly been on social or doing anything. I've been studying. I'm getting my real estate license.
An academic queen.
Yes. It's actually a lot of work. Texas is 180 hours of coursework to learn. And then there's 2 exams at the end. Actually, maybe more than that, maybe 3 exams. But I've been taking all the courses and I've done 4 out of the 6 course tests. And I do like 1 a week. And pretty much every day I just study for like 5 hours.
What's like
Monday
an example of something you're learning?
Okay, so the last course I did was all about real estate finance. So it was all about mortgages and it's funny because I was learning all about like Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac, and like my mom worked at Fannie Mae for 35 years and I quite literally never knew. I mean, she worked in like the creative graphic art department, but I had no idea what Fannie Mae did for like my entire life, and now I know. So
wait, what is Fannie Mae?
It's a mortgage company. What's a secondary mortgage company? And they
Can I tell you
buy
something?
Loans and sell them. What?
This entire time that I knew your mum worked at Fannie Mae, I thought it was a makeup company. Entire time.
Really?
Yeah. You know those like
sounds like yes
pyramid scheme makeup companies.
That Kathy worked at a pyramid scheme.
Yes.
I know what you're thinking of. She actually did do one of those for like a week and she absolutely hated it.
Oh my God, I can't believe I thought that.
Yeah, it's a secondary mortgage.
So have you passed the test yet?
So every course is 30 hours long.
Okay.
So I pretty much study Monday through Sunday, like 5 hours a day.
Oh my God.
Yeah, so 6 days a week, 5 hours a day. Like after this, I'm going to go study all the rest of the day. And then at the end of the week, I take a test. It's like 60 questions. It's like on video. I'm being proctored. So like there's someone on the other end watching me take it. It's like very intense. I didn't think it was gonna be that intense. But so I've passed all 4 of the 6. So I have 2 more.
Oh my God.
And then I'm gonna take a little break when I go on a little trip. And then I'm gonna come back and go take my finals. So I'm hoping to be licensed by the end of February, if not first week of March is my goal.
So exciting, dude.
And then I've already found a brokerage and a team that I'm going to join. I'm actually going tomorrow to meet the whole team and start like kind of shadowing them and getting to know everybody. So it's really exciting.
Will you like bop around to different houses?
I'm sure at the beginning I'll probably like go to open houses and like listings with them.
Yeah.
Until I'm licensed, like I cannot do anything really besides just like shadow and like watch them. But like that's what I'm excited to do. Like, and I really want to, as much as I'm learning from like all the courses and stuff, I think being there and watching someone and like really like hands-on is like how I learn best. So
I feel like it's such a cool time to join Austin real estate because everyone's moving from LA right now.
Yeah. It's
like a lot of people.
Yeah. It's a great market to be in. And it's just completely new.
Yeah.
Like it truly, I will say,
as
much as like I'm feeling very optimistic today. it comes in waves. Like there are some days where I'm like, what the fuck am I doing? Like, because it's just like entirely new and it's scary. And yeah, it's like, it's just something completely new that I knew nothing about until a couple weeks ago when I started studying. So it's really intimidating to try something completely new and out of your comfort zone. But also I'm like, what do I have to lose?
I think it's like
such a
great thing.
And it's cool. So
I think it's so cool. And if you think about your work history, I mean, you were with me, and then before that, you were with a celebrity and like always assisting. And what I think is really cool about this is once you have your license, once you're out there doing your thing, you're like your own boss, right?
Yeah. I'm definitely looking forward to that and just having a little more like flexibility in my day and being able to go on trips or just like own my life a little more, which no shade to you. But when you're an assistant, anyone who's any kind of a personal assistant or executive assistant, like you get it. Like your principal, as a lot of people call it, like their life is kind of your life. That's just the way it is. Like that's how in tune. If you are a good assistant,
totally,
their life's your life. So
I think it was like the right time for you to do this, just like how everything played out.
Yeah, that too. Just between like all the changes that happened at once, it's like definitely a lot, but it feels like a really fresh start. And like, I feel very good going into this year.
Yeah, your 2025 is like a full 360.
It's funny. We just had like my phone reminded me of like our move, like what, a week ago, a year ago.
We moved here almost a year ago, right?
Over a year ago. It was January 22nd, I think. Yeah. Yeah, we moved that in January, remember?
Insane.
Yeah, I got all these reminders on my phone. So crazy because I won't go into detail, but I was just in a completely different time of my life during that. And it's just so wild. It's really exciting because I'm like, I can't imagine what 2026 January is going to be like. You know what I mean? Like my life could look completely different then.
I know.
So it's exciting, but that's what I've been doing.
I'm proud of you.
Thank you.
That's really cool.
It's been a lot of work. Like it really has. I know a bunch of people like have their license like in other states and they were all like, oh, it's like a breeze. And then I look it up and like Maryland's like 60 hours. No. Texas is 160. I'm like, so when I talk to people, they're like, yeah, it took me like a month. And then I look at stuff here and they're like, oh, like 4 to 6 months. I'm like, perfect.
But everyone I tell, like people in my real life who are asking me like, what's Fee doing now? When I say real estate, they're all like, oh, that makes so much sense.
Everyone that I've told is like, oh, you're going to be so good at it. And like, I'm flattered. Like, thank you. But like, it's definitely like, you're hard on yourself. Like, I'm like, am I? Like,
yeah. You have the right personality, the right vibe. Like, you make people feel secure, you know?
Yeah, I think that's all good. I think the part that's intimidating to me is like the actual like selling of it, like sales. Like I am not
scary.
Yeah, like I know people that are very good at that. Not my vibe.
Like
really.
A little more pushy.
Yeah, like I'm not, which is funny. I've been watching like all the real estate shows. That's like that's what I do at night. So I study during the day and then at night I watch like Selling Sunset and like Owning Manhattan.
Get yourself hyped
Selling
up.
the City. No, it really does. Except it's like very drama, lots of drama. But like even on there, like they're so convincing in the way, like when they're like showing like a buyer a listing, they're like, just so convincing. They're like, oh, well, you're never going to find like, 16-foot ceilings in this zip code for under X, Y, and Z. And the buyer's like, yeah. And I'm like, I don't know if I can say that to someone. I'd be like, if you don't want it, like, no pressure. But
no, you're going to have to get a little hard.
I'll find a happy medium. But yeah.
I'm so proud of you.
That's what I've been doing.
Do you want me to give you an update on my job?
Yes.
Like, should I give an update?
Yeah. What's your job? What's happening?
Podcast is podcasting. A lot of solos, a lot of girl chats. I'm kind of evolving out of the pure interview style. Although I have a really cool guest coming that I mean, I don't even know how to put into words how crazy.
It's like not a normal pal guest.
Not at all. It's more in the celebrity realm.
Yeah.
And I would also say she is in the most talked about news story probably of 2024 and 2025. So I'm just going to leave it at that. But Fee was a huge part of me getting connected. It's a crazy story that we will probably divulge in our next girl chat.
Yeah.
But it's crazy. I am working less than I've ever worked in my life, in my adult career. And you know how crazy we used to work, like non-fucking stop. And now I'm in the office once, maybe twice a week. I mean, as I just said with IVF, I can't really focus on it the way I used to. I'm actually going on a Colorado trip this week for 10 days.
It's going to be lovely.
I know. I was a bit worried I wouldn't be able to go because I had to go to the doctor and get my embryo transfer plan.
Yeah.
I thought he was going to be like, no, you need to be here for appointments. But it's actually like my only last
little break
window.
that you could do it.
And then I get back and I start pills, patches, suppositories, and injections.
Wow.
Yep.
That's a lot.
I know. It feels like I'm so close but so far at the same time, you know?
Why do you have to use suppositories?
It's estrogen. And I have to put it up my vag. So interesting, right? Like, I am a full-blown science experiment. They were like, you can come in and we'll draw with Sharpies on your butt to show your husband where to put the shots in. And I'm like, I'm literally a science experiment. Like, I'm an animal.
Wow.
I know. I was low-key like a little... I wanted the embryo to be able to be put in sooner than it is. I'm not saying when because I don't want people to like... But yeah, I still have to wait, but it's okay. Colorado's my last hurrah.
That'll be nice though.
I know. And Greg's joining me and whatever.
He's not is he going the whole time?
He's going to join me in Aspen. Vail is girls trip. Aspen, Greg, Valentine's Day vibes.
Cute.
I kind of want to bring Arnold.
Skiing? Oh my God.
I know he would just love it. He needs some skis. 4 skis.
I wish I knew how to ski.
Yeah, it's funny. I mean,
I'm not a winter sports girl.
I know.
I'm not a sports girl.
You might be if you tried it though.
I tried it once and I like literally had the flu and was like puking down the hill.
You should come visit me. You'll visit me this summer in Aspen, right?
Yes, but there's no snow then, right?
We're doing a whole month there, you guys.
Cute. Maybe I'll take you up on that.
You should.
I've never been to Aspen.
I know, we would have great time. Summer is honestly better there.
Okay.
It's like so wholesome. It's very baby friendly. There's strollers everywhere.
Perfect.
I know, not that either of us have babies, but okay. So you said you were going on a trip. I know what that means, but
I don't want to share too much.
Oh, you're being demure.
I'm trying.
I get it.
Yeah, I'm gonna go visit a couple friends. I am visiting friends. My friend is there.
Okay,
my friend from college is there. I'm going to visit a friend in a few weeks from college.
No, that is absolutely not. That is such a lie. Like, I'm not sitting here and accepting that.
I am. I have been dating. That's what I'm going to say.
Like multiple people or one?
I've been dating. I don't want to talk about it yet.
Really?
Yeah. I don't want to get ahead of myself. It's fresh.
Yeah.
It is fresh.
I get that. You want to keep it private.
Yeah. I feel like in my last relationship, I shared it a little too soon.
Yeah, but that probably wasn't the reason it didn't end well.
I mean, there was a lot of stuff with that, no. But yeah, but I'm doing good with that, and I'm happy, and we'll see.
Okay, let's talk then more abstractly about like how you view dating and relationships like now, like meeting new people, what like red flags, green flags, like coming out of, I mean, because the last time they heard from you, it was like pretty recent from your breakup. So like what has changed in the way you like go into the romantic world?
That's a good question. So I wanted to bring this up actually, and we were talking about before we hopped on the mics, the Call Her Daddy, Matt James, Rachael Kirkconell interview.
I still have no idea who either of those people are.
Okay, so context. Matt James was on The Bachelor.
Okay.
And Rachael was on his season and she ended up winning and they've been together ever since. It's been like 4 years.
Oh, I thought it was new.
No, it's been like 4 years, yeah.
Oh.
But there was like a lot of drama. And I will say like, I'm not a bachelorette girly, but like I understand pop culture and like I kind of stay up to date with that stuff. So I've always known like from that aspect, but they've been together like 4 years. At the beginning, there was like a few different things that they like kind of broke up and then got back together, whatever. They've been back together since. And a few weeks ago, or like 2 weeks ago, maybe less, they were on a trip in like Tokyo, and then Matt James out of nowhere posted at like 6 a.m. I remember seeing it on my feed. I was like, what the heck? A breakup post. And it's like a photo of him and Rachael meeting on The Bachelor, like her getting out of the car, like that scene, and him just being like, it was like a really weird caption with it and whatever.
Saying like we broke up.
Yeah, basically. And like a very religious caption just saying like, it was very strange. Like everyone thought he got hacked. Like that's how strange it was.
Oh.
And then she just like didn't post anything and like address it at all. So all that being said, she went on Call Her Daddy last week. I think the episode came out and it is crazy. So the reason I'm bringing this up, this girl like reiterating her experience through this relationship, literally I felt so seen. I know a lot of women did. Like it's like my whole TikTok now is like, or was last week, girls being like, I went through this. Just like such a similar power dynamic in a relationship and very much one kind of narcissistic, avoidant person versus a very anxiously attached person.
Yeah.
And it just showed like, it was so weird. Her like explaining her experience because I was like, oh my God, that is exactly what I went through. And it's funny, like Tokyo is like her favorite place in the world. And like they're on this vacation in Tokyo. And of course, like that's where it happens. Because like in a lot of relationships where there tends to be like kind of a narcissist or something, like it's always on your birthday that they really kind of like
struggle.
Like
out.
Whenever it's like, I don't want to go into too much detail, but like is quite literally exactly what I went through last year when I was in Italy on my birthday. And like
it's almost like when eyes are on you, that's when they're the most upset.
And oh God, I won't go into too much detail. You guys should watch it. You should watch it. It was really good.
So the breakup post was like out of nowhere, like
the reason they broke up, she was looking for, he does food reviews. They do restaurant reviews together.
Okay.
And I guess like all day she had been like looking for a restaurant to do and she like couldn't find a good one or something. And then she took him to one and they ended up getting in like a blow up fight about this restaurant and her thinking it wasn't good enough and that he wasn't going to like it. And it took me back to the day I was in the Amalfi Coast and I was supposed to go on a boat for my birthday and the boat got canceled and I had planned everything and I had felt all this responsibility for like making sure it went perfect and that like he had a great experience and like literally boat got canceled and I'm standing on the like by the dock like sobbing and he was like, why are you acting so crazy? Like, what is this? And I like couldn't even put into words. And she said the same thing. She was like, they got in this fight over like a restaurant. He was like, you're being crazy. Like, this isn't that big of a deal. But she felt so much pressure on her to like pick the perfect thing for him.
Yeah.
And it's because when you're so anxiously attached, you think something as simple as him hating the restaurant that you picked is like gonna be a reason he breaks up with you. And it was. Like it was a bigger picture than that, but like it was.
Yeah.
Like, and it really just like something clicked to me when I heard that. And I was like, oh my gosh. Like it's the silliest things like that. But like that's exactly what I went through. And it was just so crazy. But the reason I brought that all up is because since then I have really, really tried to like work on like owning my own stuff, but also learning from that experience and not repeating that kind of behavior and not going for people with similar qualities to that kind of person.
Who like bring out the anxiety in you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And someone who just like makes you feel like, I've talked about this before, like makes you feel like you have to be perfect or they're going to leave.
Yeah.
It's like the worst feeling ever.
Right, which is
you're
almost
walking
like
on eggshells.
You're
like,
probably instinctually attracted to that because you're like, I want to prove to this person. I do that too. I'm like, I want to show them that I'm perfect or whatever, but you're kind of like catching yourself in that habit and going the other direction.
It's like such a weird power dynamic. And like even I remember people were commenting like, it's so weird. She like seemed almost like his assistant, like picking these restaurants for him to make content at. And like, it just was so... oh God, it really brought it back for me. And it was like really traumatizing. But it made me realize like how much I think I've already kind of grown from that.
Yeah.
And the fact that I can even see it now and acknowledge it is huge.
Yeah.
And I just know if I ever start to get that kind of gut feeling again, like this feels familiar, like shut it down.
Yeah,
it
out.
Is not right for me.
Quip has completely changed my oral health routine and it has helped so much in 2025. The new Quip 360 oscillating toothbrush literally revolves around you. It's an electric toothbrush that doesn't overcomplicate the most basic daily rituals. Quip 360 is a bold, simple design that comes in multiple colors and is ultra quiet for a super clean without being super annoying. It's accepted by the American Dental Association. It's scientifically proven to remove up to 11 times more plaque between teeth compared to a manual toothbrush and provide up to 2 times more whitening on one day. If you don't absolutely love your Quip 360, return it for free within 30 days. Just for listeners of Pursuit of Wellness, get 20% off site-wide and a free travel case and countertop stand. Get Quip, QUIP.com/POW. Free your mouth today and save 20% off site-wide plus a free travel case and countertop stand at getquip.com/POW. That's getquip.com/POW. I had no idea that my pillowcase could be so beneficial for my hair and skincare until I found Blissy. I am absolutely obsessed. You can see healthier skin and hair in weeks. It's much better than satin, which is made of synthetics, which is rough on hair and skin and cheap for a reason. Silk has anti-aging properties that reduces fine lines and wrinkles over time. Plus, it eliminates frizz, preserves hairstyles, and protects color-treated hair. It's dermatologist tested and recommended, clinically proven to not clog pores, and it has naturally hydrating silk fibers, keeping skin moisturized all night. It's antibacterial and hypoallergenic, naturally cooling, and breathable. I personally love it because I like to sleep cool, and the Blissy silk pillowcase stays super cool at night and so comfortable. Because you're a listener, Blissy is offering 60 nights risk-free plus an additional 30% off when you shop at blissy.com/powpod. That's Blissy, BLISSY.com/powpod, POWPOD, and use code POWPOD to get an additional 30% off. Your skin and hair will thank you. I feel like a lot of women, I'm thinking of like Rachael, Paige DeSorbo, Molly May, like all these people going through breakups right now, seems to be such a pattern that women have to like constantly prove themselves or show up for the man and kind of be the like, I don't know. It's almost like roles have reversed a little bit in society lately where women are like providing all of these things. Yeah. It's like a lot of pressure.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I feel like I'm also seeing it through a lens of what I'm going through right now. And I'm like, I don't understand how women are expected to continue to show up at the workplace, take care of kids. Yeah. Like, I mean, if this is my experience with IVF, imagine like pregnancy and like even trying for a baby is all consuming. Like all these things we have to go through and then provide for our partners at the same time. It's just like a wild experience.
It's a lot. A lot is expected of women. There's a lot of pressure.
Like, why do we have to be so perfect?
I think we inflict a lot of it on ourselves, though. I really do.
Yeah, I do too.
I mean, there's a lot of societal pressure. There is a lot of pressure from your partner. But I also think just as women, we do it even over to ourselves.
And it's probably generational, right? Because we watch our mums do it.
Yeah.
Or like we're told we're supposed to act that way. Yeah. But yeah, a lot of it's on ourselves as well. The anxiety being I'm so hard on myself. That's been such a big realization I've had through IVF. I have zero compassion for myself.
Yeah.
And so much for other people.
Yeah.
Like what?
I always say like if you would imagine talking to your friend the way you talk to yourself.
No, oh my God, I would have no friends.
Yeah, like it'd be awful, right? You would never. So I try to remind myself that. And yeah, just I think I've been listening to the Mel Robbins Let Them book. Yeah. So good. I know you've been reading it too.
Yeah.
I don't know if you finished it.
I kind of stopped, but I got to get back.
You should do the Audible.
I know I will.
Because I like walking and listening and it's her.
And she has the best voice ever.
Yeah, no, it's amazing. It's like a mom just like giving me advice. But that too, I think really just like learning the let them theory and also like you can't change people. I've noticed that too. And I will take full responsibility. Like my last relationship, I definitely tried to change my ex-boyfriend a million times. Oh my God, everything he did would piss me off. And I had a comment about it. Yeah. And finally I was like, okay, Fiona, instead of like trying to mold someone into the person you want to be, maybe like take a step back and the next time you date, try to like find someone that you
actually like.
Yeah, that sounds so awful. And like no one's perfect, but you cannot change someone. And I'm sorry. If they start to change for you, they will hold it against you. Because I went through that too.
Yeah.
And then
that's true.
Then it's like double over because they've like kind of changed, but then they like blame you because they don't like who they've become with
you. And they
it's
use it as like awful proof. Yeah, that's so true.
And people like even the Molly May documentary wasn't his documentary. But like even that, it's like she stuck around for so long and like tried to make it work and tried to make it work and tried to make them change. And like you can't.
No.
You really can't. So I think I've learned that too. Like you can't change people. And instead of just trying to meet someone and like morph them into who I want them to be, like I need to try to find someone that we align a lot more just naturally.
I know you don't want to go in detail, but like meeting someone you really like.
Yeah.
How do you know that your boxes are being checked? And then how do you know what to let go of? Like, because no one's perfect, right? Yeah. Like I remember the first conversation we had about like people you were dating.
Yeah.
and they were like, we were talking about like different things, and then there was this one thing that we were like, is that bad? Is that good? Like, how do you know what to like let go of?
For everyone, it's different. I think just like the way your upbringing and like kind of the traumas you have and the stuff, I think that is huge. I need someone that has gone through some kind of like had a similar upbringing to me in a way. Yeah. My parents are divorced. I witnessed that from a young age. You know, they're friendly now and stuff, but like that shaped a lot of my childhood and a lot of the way I see the world. And like, I think having that in common with someone, I realized all of my exes all had like the perfect family dynamic. And it was so, not that any family is perfect, but like they had their parents were together. Yeah. And I always leaned towards these relationships because to me, it was what I didn't have growing up. And I was like, oh, they have the family and the cousins and they all love each other and all this stuff. And it like drew me in because it was not what I had. Yeah. And I thought that's what I wanted. But then unfortunately, like once, the relationship got real and like we had conflict and stuff, I would be like, you can't see how like the angle I'm coming from. And and they couldn't. And I couldn't see the angle they were coming from. And I realized like that is a big thing for me. Like I need someone who gets it and has been there. So that's one thing. I think like getting to know someone. Also, I mean, I'm 29 now, but like I'm at the age now, like when I'm on a date, we don't need to like trauma dump, but we need to be like honest and real from the beginning. And like, I'm done trying to just like be perfect and impress you. Like, I want to talk like, what is your family dynamic? Like, what? Like, I need to know that stuff because I realize how important it is to me in a way. Or just like I said, like how it really shapes you. Yeah. So I think that's one big thing.
Mm-hmm. I like that. Just asking upfront questions.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that's really important.
Are you also being like, my goal in life is to be married and have kids?
Yeah, I think kind of going along with that, I think that's super important to be upfront about. I mean, my ex, like we had a very fun kind of relationship from the beginning. It was going out and like we partied a lot and like we were young and it wasn't like we weren't in that period yet. And like I don't think we ever really even had those serious conversations. It kind of just was like we're together and like so we're gonna get married, right? And we never really had those like what do you want? It was kind of just like, well, we're both doing this, right? And like now I'm like, oh no, I need to like sit down and be like, you want this, right? Like is this a goal of you? Because it's not for everyone. You know what I mean? And that's fine too, but like it is for me. Yeah. So I think that's really important. General manners. I think finding someone who is empathetic is like huge to me. I'm very empathetic and I think I've realized in the past, like I fill up other people's cups and like I need someone that's going to be helping fill up my cup too. Yeah. So empathy is huge. Just like traits like that.
Yeah. And also on the family front, what I've realized too is I think I've always put a lot of emphasis on wanting like a beautiful, close family because I didn't have that. Yeah. And I think what I've realized is we get to build that ourselves and we're just not there yet. Like we're so close. But when we have kids, we get to kind of create the family we always wanted. Yeah. I feel like so often I feel disappointed. You and I have shared that over the years, like disappointed in the way that things go at like holidays or feeling like people didn't show up for me a certain way or whatever it is. And I'm like, dude, you get to do that for your kids and create this like beautiful family unit that you've always wanted. Yeah. And that's like very motivating to me. And you get to do it with the partner that you choose. Yeah. Which is really cool. Yeah. So you're not in a relationship?
No, I'm not in a relationship.
Okay.
No.
I thought maybe you would be.
No.
I wasn't sure.
No.
Should we answer some questions?
Sure.
Is Fee still taking semaglutide or just maintaining now she looks fab?
Oh, thank you. I am still on it. I actually recently switched providers that I was with because the one I was with, which I really liked from the beginning, they're like a local Austin one. It was just like getting expensive. It was pretty expensive to begin with, but it was legit and it was local and like I liked the program they had. And so I was like, look, I was really scared, honestly, when I first started it. And I was like, I want something legit and I want to like talk to a doctor whenever I have questions and stuff. So I signed up with the program here and I was with them the last, I guess like 9 months that I did it. But it was pretty expensive. And so I kind of asked around to some friends I knew that were on it and they recommended another program. So I recently started with them and it's been good. It's a little bit cheaper, a little more manageable, but like still legit. I have been lowering my dose. And so the goal for me is I would like to stay on a maintenance dose of some sort. maybe like instead of every week doing it, it's like every other week and it's like a low dose. But for me personally, it just like the mental aspect and the food noise aspect has completely just really changed my life. And I can't imagine going back to how I thought before.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, I know that's not the answer everyone wants to hear. And I know right when people started, they're like, well what happens when you go off of it? I plan to be on a low dose of it, a maintenance small dose for as long as I can, probably until I get pregnant one day or until I'm trying. And that's me personally. And I know people have their own feelings about it, but I know what feels good and I know what works for me. And yeah, so I am still on it.
Yeah, I think that sounds like a good method.
Yeah.
I mean,
but I'm not actively like trying, like I will say like I've lost kind of the weight I was looking to lose. I'm in a good place now. Like I get a lot of questions. I get DMs about this a lot. Like I will say at the beginning, there were months where I really couldn't work out. I have had very little appetite. Like I will say that I probably didn't do it the healthiest way at the beginning, but now that my body has like really adjusted to it, like I eat very normally. I eat smaller portions, but like I eat very normally. I work out. I lift again. Like I have the energy back that like I feel normal again. So I'm like, to me, I'm healthy. Everything's good.
Yeah.
I'm not binging. Like I think that was an unhealthy habit that I was doing before, you know. I'm not binging. The food noise isn't like out of control. So yeah, I'll probably stay on it.
Sounds like you're going about it the right way.
Long term. Yeah.
When I was like pulling old photos of us for the Q&A and I was going back, it's just so crazy.
I have this crazy photo. Wait, can I show this to you?
Yeah. Like I was pulling from your birthday in Laguna. And I was like, oh my God, she looks completely different.
Yes. And like, I never want to shame anyone or even myself. Like, look at this was exactly a year apart, like to the day in the same outfit.
Let me see.
That was me at Training Mate in January. It's actually
like
a crazy photo.
Look really different.
To me, like I just look so much less inflamed. Like even my face, like I've never been like diagnosed with PCOS or anything. Like I know a ton of girls on PCOS take it and like have found, but like I look at photos of my face and like I was just so round and puffy. Like I really was so puffy and inflamed all the time. And I was doing the workouts and I was eating clean and I really was doing everything. And it just
Dr. Tina was saying how it's so good for your gut health.
That too. I always had crazy gut issues and like just really, and like since being on it, I feel so much better. So yeah, I definitely lost some weight, but I feel good and I feel honestly the most confident I've felt in a long time, especially after kind of like the last few months I had. Like I'm single and like I want to feel good and I do.
I feel like you're going about it in such a healthy way.
Thank you. Oh, I like your little L necklace.
Lavecchia. I changed my name legally.
You did?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Congrats.
Llewellyn Lavecchia.
Wow.
I know. I got rid of my middle name. Yeah. Wow. I mean, it's still in the judge's hands, but it's underway. But now I put Lavecchio on everything.
Wow.
Not funny?
Yeah.
I just wanted to do it.
That's cute.
I was ready. Mm-hmm. And I like am attached to my last name, but I was kind of like, well, I'll just make it my middle name.
Yeah.
But like I want to have his last name, you know?
Yeah.
Are you staying in Austin? I feel like we answered that.
I just signed my lease for another year because I'm joining that real estate team here. I'm definitely at least going to be here another year.
Oh, how are you liking ballet? They want to this person wants to start.
Yeah. So yeah, that was like really, really random of me. One day last year, I was like, I need a hobby. And so I looked up adult ballet and there's a place called Ballet Austin downtown. It's like right near my house. And yeah, it's a 6-week program, like beginner adult ballet classes once a week, every Wednesday evening. And it's been good. I've done 3 classes. I have 3 more. And I really like it. I'll probably keep doing it. It's just, to be honest, it's funny. The way that you used to talk about riding, horseback riding, it's like time that you can't be on your phone and like you really have to be, like as much as it's like physical, like it's so mental. Like you really have to be there. You have to know what you're doing. And ballet is the same way. Like when they're teaching the combinations, like it makes me realize how like focused I am.
It's hard to memorize, right?
Yeah. Yeah. And just like learning all the new terminology and just, I also like it because it's a physical activity, but it's like the first physical activity I think I've done in a long time that I'm not doing
For aesthetics.
Yes, like to exercise. Like I genuinely am doing it because it feels nice and like it's like fun.
You're learning a new skill.
Yeah. So I really like it. I highly recommend. It's like I said, it's a 6-week program. So I'll probably continue it. But it's all women in my class, like around my age. There was this girl next to me. She had a really cute little leotard on. And I started chatting with her. And she was like, how old are you? I was like, I'm 29. She was like, what? And I was like, how old are you? She's like, I'm 21. I was like, oh my God. And she was like, I thought you were my age. And I was like, oh, okay.
Sorry that
like,
I'm not.
Thank you. She's like, I was like, I'm turning 30 this year. She was like, no way. And she was like, you do not look 30, which I was like,
is that good?
Thank you. But also she was like, I thought you were my age. And then I was like, is everyone in here like 21? It was really funny. But I was like, thank you.
No, they can't all be 21.
It was like, there's definitely like girls my age, like mid to upper 20s. It's just so funny though, because the whole class, I'm like, so everyone here, like end of last year was like, I need a hobby. Like I have no passions.
We're
like,
all going through a mental breakdown.
But it is really funny because it's just like adults all dressed in like leotards and like tights.
So cute.
And you feel very like, I can't describe it.
Childlike?
Yeah. Like very childlike. Like you're all in your little tights and your little like ballet flats. And it's like kind of goofy, but.
Are you going to have a recital
really nice.
that I can come?
They haven't said anything, but like.
You're like, I'm
honestly,
hoping.
it's funny. I was actually catching up with my dad last night and he was asking me about it. And he was like, so funny because you grew up doing ballet. He goes, but every recital you would cry and I wouldn't go. I hated recitals growing up.
I could see that for you.
I did not like everyone looking at me.
Yeah.
I did not like the attention. So like, honestly, if there is a recital, I will probably do it.
You should.
I feel like that would be good for me.
For your inner child.
Yeah. So,
that's funny you say that. I would hate them too. I did them anyway, but I hated them.
Yeah. It's like something I can't even describe. It's like this, it's like almost, it's like social anxiety. I don't know. It's something like being
it's scary.
Looked at. Yeah. So, but I would do it. Like, I was thinking if I like kept it up, if I keep this up through the year, like should I like do a little Nutcracker cameo? Like I honestly might. I think it'd be fun.
I'll come. I'll be like with flowers at the end.
Me with like a bunch of toddlers.
It's like my horse show that I did, I guess. Yeah. Remember?
Yeah, and they're like 8-year-olds.
And I got my ribbons and I was like, okay, I'm never gonna do that again, but I was so fun.
Yeah. I think I would. So it's been good.
Yeah.
Definitely healing my inner child.
I love that for you. I'm so excited.
Thank you.
That's so cute. I mean, I feel the exact same way about horse riding.
How's your Western riding going?
It's good.
How's Red?
He's great. It's been hard for me to get out there recently. I don't know what it is. I think I'm in like protection mode a little bit, but I went a couple days ago and I rode Golden Boy. Golden Boy is like the old pony,
Barbie-looking horse.
the Barbie horse at the barn. But he is so slow and gentle, and I've never seen him do anything wrong.
Yeah.
That I just feel really comfortable getting on him.
Yeah.
And like Red is an amazing horse. He's not a beginner horse. Like you have to be paying attention, and like he spooks sometimes, and things happen with him. So love him to death. I'm gonna actually ride him Wednesday. And riding still brings me so much joy, but like it's 3 hours out of my day.
Yeah.
And I'm just mentally kind of struggling to like put, you know what me and my therapist said? She likes to use the metaphor of spoons. Let's say you have 10 spoons in your day. You have to decide where you put those spoons. Like how many spoons do you want to give to your studying? How many do you want to give to your friends? How many do you want to give to ballet? Whatever. Yeah. For me, I feel like my spoons have been like cut in half. Yeah. And I'm like, my bandwidth is way shorter. Yeah. So like.
Got to be a little more selective where you put your spoons.
Kind of, yeah. And I feel really guilty about it, but I'm like struggling a little bit with the writing. Yeah. But I'm like, as long as I go once a week and I'm still loving it. And also, you know me, I have a hard time not like putting pressure on myself to like be amazing.
I know you're very like all in.
Yes.
Or not. So I see that.
So I'm like, if I'm not like fucking competing and flying around barrels, I'm like, well, why are you even going? And I need to get out of that.
Doesn't need to be like that. Yeah.
No, I could just be vibing. Yeah. And did you see me riding him the other day?
I did.
I was having a lot of fun. I was like,
good.
So it's good. A lot of people are asking us about our friendship now that we don't work together. And I think that's a great question. And I have an answer.
I'll let you go first.
Should I go first?
Yeah.
I love it.
It is nice.
I like it a lot more.
Yeah.
I've actually been wanting to say this to you on our coffee dates, but I just was like, that's weird for you to say. I feel so much more relaxed.
Yeah.
Now. And I feel like when I'm with you, I can genuinely just be a girl.
Yeah.
Like, I'm like, oh my God, I can literally just talk to her about dating and like tell her my updates, and I don't have to be like, oh, but we have this thing going on, and oh, we have to do this, and oh, I have to talk to her about this. Like, I feel like I can just like chill. If you're anything like me, you need to have comfortable underwear options. I am not an underwear fan, and I need things that blend in, feel smooth and comfortable, and I don't even notice. And that's why I always grab for my Skims. It's at the top of my drawer. I literally only wear Skims underwear and bras, and I'm absolutely obsessed. I personally love the Fits Everybody triangle bralette. It is perfect under a t-shirt. You don't even notice it. I have the perfect nude color. And I love the way it looks. It's so flattering and lifting, but so freaking comfortable at the same time. I also love the scoop bralette. It just depends on the look I'm going for that day. And then I also have the cheeky briefs, the high-waisted thong, depending on the look I'm going for. I've even worn see-through dresses with the cheeky brief underneath, and it's such a good look. Shop Skims best intimates, including the Fits Everybody collection and more, at skims.com and Skims stores. After you place an order, be sure to let them know we sent you, select podcast in the survey, and be sure to select our show in the drop-down menu that follows. And if you're looking for the perfect gift for your Valentine or for yourself, Skims just launched their best Valentine's shop ever, available in sizes for women, men, and kids. You guys know me, I drink so much water, and I'm so concerned with the purity and health of that water. I don't think many people realize, but 3 out of 4 homes in America have harmful contaminants in its tap water, according to the Environmental Working Group. Who knew we had to worry about things like that? But thank goodness we have AquaTrue. AquaTrue purifies using a 4-stage reverse osmosis purification process, and their countertop purifiers work with no installation or plumbing. It removes 15 times more contaminants than ordinary pitch filters and are specifically designed to combat chemicals like PFAs in your water supply. PFAs are found in almost 45% of US tap water, and I'm grateful that AquaTrue is certified to remove these contaminants. They have water purifiers to fit every type of home, from installation-free countertop purifiers to higher capacity under-the-sink options. That's what Greg and I have, and we absolutely love it. I also love the fact that I know my pets are getting the best water possible. We have 2 dogs, and they are our absolute lives, and I want to make sure they are as healthy as we are. AquaTrue comes with a 30-day money-back guarantee and even makes a great gift. Today, my listeners receive 20% off any AquaTrue purifier. Just go to aquatrue.com. That's AQUATRU.com and enter code POW at checkout. That's 20% off any AquaTrue water purifier when you go to aquatrue.com and use promo code POW, POW.
I think we both are just so, like we were just saying, like really hard on ourselves. Like we were doing the absolute most. Oh, I literally think back to like last year and like, cause like now I've just been like January, I was home studying all month. Like I really did not do much. And like, I like slept, you know, I would sleep in and go on my walk and just study all day. And like, I was getting stuff done. But
I
like,
sleep in now too, by the way.
I know, so crazy. Like
what the fuck?
I was thinking about Valentine's Day last year. We were flying to London for the Bloom pop-up. And I was just like, holy shit. Like
photo shoot, meet and greet.
The amount, oh my God.
And we had literally just moved to Austin, Texas. And we were like, I know, let's get on a plane to London.
And we went to LA right around, like we were so intense and everything. I think we both just like wanted to be the best and do the most. And if like our calendar was not filled to the brim every day, it was like we weren't doing enough.
Yeah.
And oh my gosh, we were both
full-blown masculine era.
Yeah.
Like full-blown.
And it was a lot. It was a lot.
I have a memory of London, us sitting in a cafe after the event.
Yeah.
And just like full dissociated, ears ringing. Like, remember I would just like cry sometimes because I was so overwhelmed. I don't think people realize this. Like, yes, Greg is my business partner and like was by my side for a lot of this shit. But like Greg is a man.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, men have limits and boundaries.
Yeah.
Women are just like I felt like I was on a rocket ship and I'm like saying yes to everything. And even that event in London, like, I mean, how many girls was that? 300 girls? Whatever, you couldn't even see the end of the line. I'm freaking the fuck out. I'm nervous, but I just did it anyway. That was the thing. It was like, do it anyway, do it anyway, do it anyway. And I'm meeting all these people. They all want to talk to you too because you were by my side for literally everything. And keep in mind, when I'm doing this meet and greet, like it's scary. I'm just a girl. Like I'm just a human being.
It's a lot. Well, also a lot of it's like very emotional. It's a lot of emotion, a lot of girls coming and like
crying.
Yeah, saying these crazy stories. It's beautiful and it's amazing, but it is so taxing.
It's so intense.
Did you see in the Molly May documentary when she had her?
Did that not trigger you?
I was gonna say, I don't know if I want to say it triggered me, but holy shit. Like I was like,
I know.
It was so, and like not that you weren't so grateful for every person that ever came. And it was like, it was always such a cool experience and opportunity. But when she like goes behind the curtain and is like literally having a mental breakdown because she's like, I can't take a picture and say hi to everyone, but I feel like I have to because everyone came to see me. And she's like having a mental breakdown. I was like, oh my, it was like a flashback.
It was like, you and me, like you comforting me crying, like
it was a lot.
I was thinking about the bodega event, like us getting out of the Uber, like
yeah, it was a lot.
This probably sounds so crazy, but when you're in it, it is the weirdest feeling. And like,
well, you don't want to let anyone down.
No.
And again, I think you and I are both very like empathetic and both really and I'm not trying to drag you, Greg, but like to Greg, he's just like, it's fine. Like you can't get to meet everyone. Like that's just the way it is. Like you're doing a great job. Like just have fun. And you're like, it is so much deeper than that. And like I think you and I both also like feel other people's emotions. You know what I mean? Like that's a huge part of it too. I think we both like take in other people's energy. So by the end of those events, it was like
crazy.
Holy shit.
And we did them all the time.
Yeah.
Like I did so many of them.
It was a lot.
And I remember at the London event, you and me saying hi to everyone, like whatever. I remember looking over and Greg and Leo were in the corner, like doing absolutely nothing, like on their phones. And I was like, oh,
yeah,
they don't get it.
Yeah.
But even outside of that, like I remember being at the Bloom, like I was thinking about LA and how like I really had no friends outside of you. And I was like, of course not. Like people would ask me to hang out and I was always at the office, always busy.
We were very dependent on each other and we were very dependent like on Bloom and our work dynamic.
Yeah,
we
for
really
sure.
Were. It was our whole life. It really was.
So I remember my morning routine, 5 a.m. wake up, roll out of bed, Gold's Gym, work out for an hour and a half like a maniac, go home, get to the office, go, like literally by the 30-minute increment was something different.
Yep.
I'm exhausted thinking about it. Seriously.
It feels like another life. It really does.
I couldn't do it now.
Yeah.
Like if you asked me to build Bloom again, I couldn't do it.
Yeah. It was a lot.
I don't know if I could do it the way that I did it.
I also just think like you're young, mid-20s, like you have like a hustle in you and stuff that it's the same way like I was catching up with some girlfriends the other day and we were all saying how like we literally don't go out or like do anything now on the weekends. And I'm like, I don't have it in me. You want me to go to a bar till like at midnight on a Friday?
So crazy.
Oh my God, that sounds exhausting and just like not a place I want to be. And I think you just have this like energy and like fire in you at that age that you are just like,
I know.
You kind of, it is like it's a high.
Yeah.
We were riding a high for a while until we finally were like so burnt out.
I am burned the fuck out.
And I honestly think that was a huge kind of factor that happened towards the end of last year that I think we both kind of when we realized the dynamic like wasn't working anymore. I think we were both just so burnt out.
Yeah.
I think moving to Austin, just like leaving LA and kind of leaving that like go that we had there, we were like, wait a minute.
Got to come up
we
for
don't
air.
want to, and we kind of realized that we had both been like drowning in work and stuff. And so,
but also like, thank goodness, like I keep thinking to myself, thank goodness we did that then, because now I'm in a position where I can stop for a minute if I need to.
Yeah.
Because if Bloom wasn't where it's at, like I wouldn't be able to.
Yeah.
It's almost like it happened how it was supposed to.
Yeah. No, I mean, I'm so thankful for that time. And it's funny, even going into the real estate stuff, it's very intimidating. And I'm like, God, like, I don't even know where to start. Like if I like day one, I get a client or whatever, like I know nothing. And then I literally was like, Fiona, you like built a podcast studio and like did audio and video.
Yeah.
And I learned all that and I had no idea what I was doing.
Exactly.
Like any of the stuff. When we would do the events, when we would throw the events, we had no idea what we were doing at the beginning, but we learned. And so I'm like, okay, Fiona, if you could learn how to do all that, like you can learn this. So I will say like the time at Bloom like definitely taught me work ethic and that like I am capable of like a lot more than I think I am. I'm sure you can relate to that too.
We did so much crazy shit.
So I'm like, okay, I got that in my back pocket.
It's confidence building for sure. Like we know we can do it.
But it was crazy.
But it was so
I was literally thinking back to
crazy.
that London trip and I was like, that is crazy.
I know, to
We
be
were doing
honest,
the most.
the team, I think the team is like navigating around me in this phase of my life because they're so used to me being available all the time because I used to say yes to everything. And now I feel like I say no to like so much stuff because I'm trying to honor this moment that I'm in. And I keep waiting for myself to like wake up and be that me again. And it's not happening.
You go through just like different stages of life and the kind of person you are. And I think we like had that time.
I don't think I'm going to be that way anytime soon again.
Grind time. I mean, you don't have to ever be that way again.
I know.
You know? I loved the orange PR box.
Oh, I know.
That was sick.
So crazy.
That was so cool.
Yeah, people are loving juicy orange. Fee actually came in drinking a juicy orange. It's her new favorite.
I tested juicy orange before I left.
Yeah.
One of my favorite flavors.
It's one of the more subtle ones. It's like, if you're looking for a morning energy drink, I would feel like it's the best morning one because it's not as intense.
Yeah.
It's like light and orangey.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's actually my favorite right now too. I had one yesterday. Austin Girl Trip Rex. That's a good one.
I'm not good at this.
Okay, I'll help.
Yeah, Mari.
God, actually, am I good at this? No, I'm old. Like, all I do is go to Pecan Square and Jeffrey's.
I did have a girl DM me asking, she like, I don't know if it was a bachelorette. She was saying, she's like, we want to come in August. And I was like, it's going to be really hot in August.
That's not a good idea.
I was like, I don't know if like, I was like, Austin's really fun. But I mean, one of my friends had a bachelorette here and we went on a boat and we went to a winery and like, there's definitely a lot to do here.
There's so much to do for girls' trips. Definitely a boat on the lake, go to ski shores, go to Terry Black's, get some barbecue, go shopping on South Congress, go to Tacovas, go to Clark's for dinner, go to Swedish Hill for breakfast. I don't leave Tarrytown straight up. Like I go like this. I literally live in a square.
Yeah, I'm trying to get better. Well, like I said, I really have been a hermit. I like haven't been going out at all. So
I love that for you though.
Yeah.
I feel like you do things.
I do. Honestly, when I do, it's funny. Like when I do stuff now with friends, it's like some sort of exercise.
Walk.
Like we're cycling and getting coffee, or we're going on a walk on the lake and getting coffee. Like that's kind of like how I socialize now, which is fine.
We
like,
should walk soon because it's nicer out now.
Yes, finally.
It's all about me praying.
Oh yeah, how's that going?
It's good. I go to church every Sunday. I pray morning and night.
Wow.
It's not coming from a place of like all of a sudden I'm religious. It's literally just like I needed a practice and it's just helping.
Yeah.
Like it's like a community. It's positive. I feel like I'm letting go control. I'm putting it in someone else's hands. Like for someone like me, this is so excruciating.
Yeah.
Like it's excruciating.
Goes against everything that you.
I'm dying.
I know.
Like I feel like I'm dying. Like it's so crazy.
I know.
Dude, you just said we moved to Austin over a year ago. I feel like I've legit I've been trying to have a baby for 2 years now at this point.
Ish.
It feels like a long, long time. Yeah. And I'm just like, dude, I'm ready. So when I pray, it's like I'm doing gratitude. I'm saying thank you. I'm saying, please help me get through this. No. Like, you know.
I'm not religious and like I wasn't raised with any religion, but I've been doing this for as long as I remember. Every night when I'm in bed, I don't pray to anyone, but like I kind of like say something every night like in my head to myself.
That's cool.
I've always done that.
I think it's a good practice.
Yeah. And exactly what you were saying. Like I say like a gratitude thing, or like if something's happening in the world or like something I'm going through or someone I know is going through something, like I always say a little something to myself.
Yeah.
It's like almost how I fall asleep at night.
Yeah.
I like kind of like think and like say.
That's cute.
Yeah. I've done that forever.
Yeah. I find that my list gets very long though because I'm like praying for, pray for them. Oh, and them. Oh, and them too. Oh, them also.
Yeah.
Like, and I always try to include someone that I low-key like don't like. You know what I mean? Because I'm like, I want to like practice that too. Like not just people I care about, like people that I don't really fuck with also. Like pray for them too.
January was an interesting month.
Yeah.
January was nuts.
Really long.
Yeah.
Really long.
It was a long month. Yeah.
So you're getting your real estate license.
Yeah.
I'm getting an embryo implanted.
I know I got to ask you off the mic.
Yeah. And I thought I wanted to hear all about the trip coming up, but whatever. You'll tell me off mic.
I'm going to Arizona.
Yeah, that's not the info that we want. But we'll hear an update when you get back.
Going to see a friend and maybe a boy, a man.
There we go. Is he going to listen to this?
I don't know. That's why I don't want to say anything.
Hey.
I don't know.
Fee, thank you so much. We love you so much.
Oh, I love you too.
The girls were so excited to have
I know.
you.
It's been a minute. I got to come back more often.
I know. Next time, do you want to listen to voice messages?
Yes.
We'll bring that back. I haven't done that in a long time. But anyway, love you guys.
Love you. Bye.
Thank you for joining us on the Pursuit of Wellness podcast. To support this show, please rate and review and share with your loved ones. If you want to be reminded of new episodes, click the subscribe button on your preferred podcast or video player. You can sign up for my newsletter to receive my favorites at marilewellyn.com. It will be linked in the show notes. This podcast is a Pursuit Network production, brought to you by Michaela Phillips, Joel Contartese, Daviel Waldner, Jen Lauren, and Mackenzie Mizell. You can also watch the full video of each episode on our YouTube channel at Pursuit of Wellness Podcast. Love you, Power Girls and Power Boys. I will see you next time. The content of this show is for educational and informational purposes only. It is not a substitute for individual medical and mental health advice and does not constitute a provider-patient relationship. As always, talk to your doctor or health team.